Hello. This is just gonna be a small thing because in being so tired last night, I realized that Nick did not have room for his enchanted object card. So
Feels
me and
bad.
Nick are doing a little bit of wrap up for his character. He decided he didn't want the special passive from it, and we're redoing some of this here. Nick, you still have the same amount of elements. Nick,
I just
it
want
doesn't
to make
matter. You
sure
have all the elements, dude.
you can never be too sure.
So Nick decided he wanted to trade off a little bit. Instead of buying that one item, he's also sold back his sextant for some reason, and instead he spent some money to buy the new Rune Master skill, Mark of Pain, which me and him were debating a little bit. I decided for this campaign, you roll to place the mark, and that marks normally have up to 10 range. You can try and go beyond that, but if you do, you have to get better rolls.
I should have asked this. I'm Jane. Are they no rolls or are they rolls
In
depending
order,
on
when
like?
you activate it, those are just completely no roll bonus actions.
All right. I remember when GM said it was you roll and you'll still place it down, but it'll activate depending on the roll. So if you rolled a 2, you would still place it down, but it would probably miss. I
Well,
think
as I
he
said,
said
I'm going
something
to make
like
that.
that.
It's weird.
Yeah.
This is probably why Rob, if you ever somehow find this video, we need clarification on what the hell personal insignia's timing is because we have a lot of confused players not sure exactly what the personal insignia is supposed to do right.
All
We
right.
don't know
A
whether the
moment of
range
truth.
increases or anything about that, whether you're supposed to roll when you use the skill, when you activate it, or both. So it's weird. For this game, I'm going to say that it activates as a bonus action. So I'm going to make it a no-roll bonus action, but in order to place... Or you know what? Would you say maybe you would want it the opposite, Nick? Would you say in order to place the rune, you can do it fine, but you have to roll to activate it?
No, I'd rather roll to place it because I'd rather take the chance of placing the rune and having it cast succeedingly. Because here's the thing, if I roll a 1 on a rune, it's either A, like, backfires and casts on me, or, like, it destroys all my other runes, which suck. But I have a, like, if I'll place down Mystery Meat, it basically just allows me to draw a random ice and fire spell immediately. So I prefer the other way.
I know, but
But I need a,
I think
yeah.
roleplay wise, it might fit better to be able to say, okay, you placed a rune down, but you don't know if it actually was successful until you try to activate it.
Alright, I mean, yeah.
So you know what? No,
It's
that's how
whatever
I'm
you
wording it.
want.
Since I was trying
Yeah,
to be
it's whatever.
generous on the space
Yeah.
thing for personal insignia, that is how I'm going to GM it. Is you place the rune down as a no roll action, but in
Oh
order to
man.
actually activate it and see how effective it is, you have to roll. Because I think that's the
Alright.
intent behind the card. That's why it says bonus action, not no roll bonus action on the card.
It's a good point. Alright. That's fine. Alright. Now for learn magic, it says that of element of your choice. Can I just pick random?
You don't want a specific element?
I I I mean, I would have done that if I didn't have every single element, but here's the thing, like, I don't know which element to pick because every element has something cool. I just don't want like Bathe in LeFou or
Oh,
something.
you don't want a rune of Bathe on LeFou, which basically just makes a dangerous terrain where you used it? Or
Or
something like that, that would be silly.
or calm LeFou, where I remove all dangerous terrain that I'm unable to make. Actually, no, my Bandito can make dangerous terrain, so never mind, that's better.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Alright, yeah,
So if you
sure,
want to
okay.
just completely randomize your spell,
Random me. Wrong slot up here.
you know back must stop.
Every dangerous terrain hurts fire. Oh man, that's amazing.
That's actually kind of cool with your Bandito. You have Molotov cocktail, so.
Well, alright. Question, so if I place down limited, it disappears, right? I know that's a stupid question,
Yes,
but I
I
know.
technically say that's what. And then remember though, I don't punish limiteds by that because of the rule, especially because of the rule change where if you low roll with the limited, it may not activate, but does not consume the limited.
All right. One more thing. Okay, again, this is another
Unless you're
stupid
like
question.
super power playing, and then maybe I might torture you with that. But
Yeah. Now, one more
normally,
question. Yeah, you can continue.
now normally though, if you haven't noticed my rules with limited, I try to go, oh, if you're using a limited, it is a once per combat ability. So unless you get a nat 1, it's either just not going to activate on a low roll, or it's probably just going to work out. Even at reduced frequency, if you get an average or mid-ish roll, like a 6 or something.
Yeah. Now, one more thing. Personal insignia. This is bonus action, meaning I don't need to spend actual action to do it, right?
Because it is a bonus action, so you do not have to
And mark
spend
of
any time
yeah,
or your regular or anything to activate.
and I can only proc Mark of Pain once per round, right?
Well,
I
this
can
is a
only
bonus
proc
action. This is the where we were like, oh well, we don't want bonus actions stacking off other things, but that was the intent behind Mark of Pain. Is it's literally a 10 damage thing you can just keep throwing down every turn. No real bonus action. Remember, I did change the rules a little bit. I think we were talking.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I feel like, so far I've been liking, the custom cards so far. I liked, what was that? We
Yeah,
got
I'm gonna ask you for a bit. So,
my character's good. I can just
all
get
right.
learn
So
magic
one thing
again,
I'm working on, if you haven't, are you happy with your character?
I am happy.
Other players on the value of these cards. So last night off stream, I was doing this. I'm gonna cut the stream here. So, but you know what? Actually, I'll keep it on. I'll see in the chat was I was asking for advice from or advice over stream. Like
Here,
if you look up
man.
here, these are the cards I'm fixing a little bit. Like I was told I needed to buff these two by 5 shield, and there was also like I'm also dropped the price on Primalentalist by 50 gold, and some of the rest of these are just clarifications and wording and stuff. So basically, the changes I'm asking are these cards are going to get a slight buff here. This one's getting a slight gold cost reduction. The rest of these are kind of just getting some wording or flavor text and such changes.
I mean, I can tell you something. I feel like you should never do anything by 5s, like even like 25 shields, in my opinion. It's just easier to round up to 10 than 5s.
Yeah, that's why that's another reason I was just. Part of it was to balance things, so I am buffing these two to 30, by the way.
Yeah.
The other big one I'm changing is interception. I'm just going to make it 10 range instead of that weird second line on it. Because it's weird like that. And then I'm adding a little bit more flavor. I'm fixing Lumberjack because for some reason I made Mount Dark, which I don't think I meant to put the Dark Gem, so I'm going to put it back to pure Earth. And then some of the ones I've already worked on, like is Alchemist. I got rid of that melee skill. The Bone Dancer one, I decided all ageless, not just ageless thralls.
All right.
And I am going to buff the mana cost though of Spirit Wing.
All right.
That I'm going to increase the gold cost. You were saying that's the one skill that seemed too good. So if there's any of these class skills you think that are too strong or too weak, feel free to offer your advice here.
I really think only Unyielding Justice, like I know like laws are not the greatest, but should it be just like one law? Should it be like you only restore one law of your choice, or should it just be all laws?
No, I liked it being all laws. I think the consideration we had in private chat was if somebody wanted to stack some of the bonus action giving stuff. But I don't think that's super big because the fact of if you use your limited, it triggers all the stuff that goes whenever you use a limited, gain a bonus action or stuff like that, which can totally happen. But in general, the concept behind Unyielding Justice was to make it a little bit closer to how Season 2's laws were, aka a little bit nerfed because you do have to high roll, and they are now limited. But I like the idea that if you wanted to just be that controlling lawman type, you could go, as long as you keep high rolling, every turn you could just set up some laws.
Mm-hmm. Another thing, Master of Aura. Are you allowed to give that to other party members, or is this one of those like?
No, this is unique to the Templar himself. See, that's why the line says only for yourself.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that last part.
So yes. And yes, it's the last line is balanced because I made it so that way you couldn't choose something that basically just full heals you every turn from the companion passives or whatever. But I do want to give you that option that you can. And if you decide you want to Master of Aura for a really shitty passive, I might even make the passive cost less.
So wait, hold on. Wait, Master of Aura. This says any passive, not like treasure passives.
Well,
So
any non-legendary passive. It's just like the wizard I believe was it the I know
Seeker of Knowledge.
yeah, I know Seeker has it. I think Wizard has it or whatever. The old one, the Book of Magic Mastery, stuff like that. It's basically like those, but for passives.
So about 75% of the like new class abilities, because technically you can get these,
Yeah,
right?
technically you could buy some of these other passives. Or as I said, you could also buy companion passives. So if you really wanted, remember you can only do it once, though, and it is 300 gold, which is quite a investment. But if your GM's nice, like I probably will be, I'm probably going to go, okay, you don't have to spend up frickin'. And maybe that's one thing I need to fix, I realize unlike the other Templar passives, this is just light. So maybe I need to change it to light fire, like all the other auras.
Probably, I mean, like, I like it. So, I mean, other than that, like, I think everything's fine. Like, what I've been looking
Do you
at.
feel any of them are too strong or too weak? And did you see the updated version of the enchanter one I was working on?
Yeah, I
Because it was
did.
a little, to be a little less confusing, I got rid of that consumable gem and stuff.
I don't know, like, I think Blessing of the Sun's good of, like, a reinterpretation of the class passive that Sun Cleric had. I don't know, like, I've never played Shaman, but Life Blessing just seems weak to me.
Well,
I don't
it's
know
making
why.
everyone tankier, but it's basically, if you remember the Sun Cleric passive, that almost does the same thing, except Shaman can give it to everyone else as well, so.
Alright. I like how this costs 200 gold, because it's amazing. It just gives you the Rokesh passive, Rokesh attribute.
Yeah.
I really love Borrow. I don't know why, just
and I was like, you know what, I think that was...
cards.
Well, it was one of the old... I think that was actually like a Nurin camp fitting, and it felt weird, but basically it's like, oh, now you can literally just snag items off your allies with their permission and use them.
Yeah. And, like, other than that, I think that's all I have to say about this. Oh yeah, Psychic Strings, I like the rebalancing on that. That's the last thing I have to say.
Yeah, that was a good balancing act. Because as I said, I know Chaos Actions got a little overboard in Season 2, and that's why Rob got rid of them. But I was like, you know what, if you introduce them in small qualities, then it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Yep, and that's really all I have to say. I'm just going to save this character quickly, and...
Oh, and what do you also advise about the Primentalist? I realized it also, for some reason, didn't upload their other class card, but I also made a 13th class card if you checked the website. Because I did make a 13th class card for them. The one that it didn't get uploaded is Lava Burst, which is a 20 damage spell that if the target's burning, it's automatically critical strike. Critical success.
Wait, say that again? Sorry.
Lava Burst is automatically a critical success if the target's burning. It's just a regular action fire range spell.
I think that's fine, but does Primalist have anything that naturally burns people?
Not originally, but remember, because of wisdom and some of the other skills, there are a few ways you can get skills with burning if you specifically want them. Or you can get them from RNG stuff. Or technically,
I mean,
I made the 13th class skill literally a skill that if you're skilled in fire, you can also cause burning with it. So it's for a very specific build.
um, I think it's fine, but is it spammable? Because that's my only problem.
Yes,
It
it is
seems
spammable. That's why. It's
doesn't.
supposed to be like fireballs normally is, level power. But instead of where fireball becomes pyroblast on a pinnacle crit, this basically says, oh, you do 40 damage with it if the target stays burning.
Oh, okay.
Which could
So
be a
isn't
little
like so,
strong, but considering the fact you have to have them burning and you have to invest in the fact of getting them
all right.
burned, I think that's pretty
So it's
balanced.
not. So it's not like a natural roll 20 crit. It's like it's not like that, right?
Kinda, yeah.
It's not like that overpowered.
Yeah.
Where it's like an act. All right.
It's
Well, all right.
literally, yeah, it's not automatically a 20, it's just you roll and as long as you hit, you're doing critical damage.
All
And
right.
remember, that's up to individual GMs to determine. Like, if you low roll, or maybe even just get some low-ish rolls, the GM can say, okay, it doesn't do as much damage.
Yeah, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna have to get going, so
Okay, if you're going, I feel free to look over the stuff. I'll take your advice, but I'm working on trying to clarify some of these cards, make them a little better, especially if Group 2 is going to do character creation this afternoon. That's right. For those somehow catching this minor check-in, hopefully it looks like Group 2 will be meeting in hopefully a few hours here to also make their characters for not this next Sunday, but the Sunday afterward, which they're going to be doing the same story. So
tell them that um tell them that Nick said hi in the stream.
I will. Yes, I think they can hear you, Nick. So I hope everyone has a nice day, and we'll hopefully see you in a few hours. I'm going to try and work on getting these cards ready.